Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to MusicVillage. And during the break, folks, me and the Maestro had a long back and forth and decided that now and in the future, we're going to do tiny reviews for NXT as long as it doesn't touch any of the major WWE pay-per-views. Yeah, that's something we decided to do for you to celebrate this 1,000 milestone we've hit. And to continue that celebration, folks, I think it's time for us to go ahead and check out some games from a planet far away from here and from the Steam Machine for this Memorial Day weekend for another edition of the Friday Night Greenlight. And the first game that we have up comes from the itch.io page of Reverie Voodoo with their said game, Metal IK Volume 1 and 2. So you get 2 volumes for free. Nice! And this game automatically reminds me of, well, Terminator with a little hint of Falling Skies in there as well. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that they give you a chance to actually take the pieces of these said giant oversized robots and actually upgrade your gear with it. Cause I got a feeling you're gonna need something to actually pierce through that robot skin, and I got a feeling there's nothing better than the robot itself to try to penetrate that armor. Cause according to the Maestro, it's wearing an armor-plated chest, which makes it hard to kill. It is a murder bot, of course. You know, you might need that. But besides giant oversized murder bots, folks, the next game that we have up comes from the itch.io page of Ravi, or Ravi? No, we'll go with the second one, with their game, Our Disgusting Fate. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of Fear, I do believe alongside with it Half-Life, and a splash in there of Doom. If Doom had a planet swirling with a whole bunch of monsters. Yeah, definitely Doom. I just thought about what I just said. And here's hoping in the near future that you get a chance to actually defend yourself with some form of weaponry against these alien-like creatures. Maestro said they might be friendly, but I don't believe that for a second. No, they're not. And the next game that we have up, besides fighting aliens on another planet, comes from the creators and the itch.io page of Scythe the Dev Team with their game, Northbury Grove Walls Closing In. Which sounds like a sci-fi original film right off the bat, and this game automatically reminds me of a combination of not only the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a little hint of The Hills Have Eyes, and even a splash in there of Manhunt. Well, if they give you a special move to take out these guys who are chasing you in this house, then yeah, definitely Manhunt. And here's hoping in the near future that they do give you some special finishing move to take out these big guys that are trying to take you out while you're in this home. Now, I don't know if you're trespassing or not, but either way, yeah, definitely some form of fatality, good word for it, Maestro, to take out these guys before they take you out. And the next game that we have up, speaking of things that tries to take you out, comes from the developers Tripwire Interactive, nice developer name by the way, with their game Maneater. And this game automatically reminds me of, well, Jaws. Definitely reminds me of Jaws with a hint of Deep Blue Sea in there. And here's hoping in the near future for this game, and with Maestro saying you can also be a whale in this, here's hoping that they give you a chance to fight a giant squid during this, and even get a chance to evolve your shark depending on what you eat or take out in the Deep Blue Sea. And according to the Maestro, he said flip to page 6, And wow, that shark looks like it's a robot, so yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say you can upgrade your shark. Nice! And the next game that we have up, besides robotic sharks that are trying to take you out like a sci-fi film I think I may have seen 2 weeks ago, comes from the developers Future Lab with their game Pesky Blinders Mastermind. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of Gangs of New York with a little hint of Sherlock Holmes. The movie version Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. in it, not the book. Just to make sure people know that. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that they give you the ability to use knuckle dusters to take out your enemies in hand-to-hand combat. Because despite the fact that you can take them out with your bare hands and even beat them with your hat after you're done taking them out, I would really appreciate some good old-fashioned knuckle dusters to give them a bit of a wall-up. I don't know why we went British there, but yeah, well-deserved with how this style of fighting looks. Very Queensberry rules. And the next game that we have up comes from the developers Hornburg Productions, or Horberg Productions, with their said game Mechtermination Force, which according to the maestro sounds like a movie, so you know what time it is. Hey guys, get in here. Hey, you, get over here. Read that title. Mechtermination Force, coming this fall to a theater near you. Hey, thanks man, thanks. And this game automatically reminds me of, well, I do believe a couple of the Robotnik fights you had to do in Sonic the Hedgehog with a little hint of R-Type in there as well. And here's hoping in the near future for every single one of these giant oversized mechanized creatures you fight, you get a chance to use the parts of those creatures to actually upgrade your gear. And according to the maestro, pretty sure you can. And before I even asked, he said there's a railgun and co-op for this game. Nice. And the last but not least game that we have up for this week, folks, comes from the developers Loco Road Team. Nice name, by the way, with their said game, Loco Road. And this game automatically reminds me of not only MotorStorm, but a little hint of Death Race in there as well. And the only thing I hope for in the near future for this game is not only a chance to customize your own car with custom weapons and even a custom frame for the car itself, but maybe, just maybe, a chance for you to use a truck instead of these hot rod-like cars they have already. And according to the maestro, flip to page 3, and yeah, that definitely looks like a truck. Alright, well, keep up the great work. And here's hoping that they can have custom tracks as well. You know, just a small request. And if you guys want to go ahead and check out any other cool games that comes from a planet far away from here, but yet can be beamed into your very homes, you can head on over to the Free Game Planet website known as freegameplanet.com to check out all of those cool games that is so interstellar. I do believe it was featured during an Incubus music video if you can actually squint your eyes hard enough to see them. And if you also want to go ahead and check out any games we mentioned from the Steam Machine and other games that are still coming through via the cargo ship, cargo plane, or subterranean train that is currently rumbling underneath your toes, you can head on over to the store.steampower page, only known as store.steampower.com, and just click ever so lightly on that Indy button, as well as clicking on that upcoming button as well, to check out a whole bunch of cool and awesome games that'll definitely make your Memorial Day weekend complete, besides putting some hot dogs, some burgers, and even a couple of shrimp on the grill while you're trying to make things normal in these current times. And nothing says normal like a whole bunch of cool games. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back into the music, and when we return, we'll be back with another new DJ Smokey's True Video Game Stories right after this. So don't go anywhere just yet, folks, and stay tuned.